Hey everybody, this is Captain Scott Owens from Southeastern Angling. I've been promising people videos, how-tos, product reviews, tips and tricks, stuff like that, and I'm gonna make it happen this year. This is gonna be 2020, the year that Southeastern Angling and myself take on YouTube. We've got a YouTube channel, it's been up for a while. We'd love it if you'd subscribe. I'm gonna do a product review today on the Garmin InReach Mini. Rob and I have both picked these up for the boats. They're a safety device. They allow you to call for help if something was to happen. They've got SOS buttons on them. You can also text through these. If you're out of cell phone service, they allow you to do a lot of things. There was a ton of reviews online about this, and most of them, if not all of them, were really good. The problem I was having was deciding on what type of InReach I wanted. And most of them have larger screens, or all of them that I know of have larger screens than the InReach Mini. So there's a lot of videos on the pros and the cons, but there wasn't a lot of videos on how this thing actually functioned with your tablet or your smartphone. It is absolutely a lifesaver in many different ways. I'm gonna pull this thing up. I'm gonna pull the app up on the TV here in a minute and show you how. It's just, things happen. We all know that. Accidents happen. I mean, we've got a 700-foot cargo ship flipped over in St. Simon Sound. Electronics fail. You have electrical issues on boats, stuff like that. If you're 80 miles offshore and your GPS goes out and you got a compass, if you don't understand set and drift and all that good stuff, and you don't have maps, yeah, you can run back west from where we are, but you might end up in Jacksonville or north of Darien or Savannah. Depends on how far you are offshore, with the current and the wind and everything else. So what I want to talk about now is how this thing benefits you in that aspect. I'm going to open up the app on the iPad. We're going to stream everything from the iPad here to the TV so it's easier for you guys to see. It's called Earthmate, Garmin Earthmate app. Basically on this thing, you can do every kind of mapping that you can think of for the most part. You've got Topo, North America, OpenStreetMap, Pub, you've got US Coast Guard quad sheets, color aerial images, digital atlas of the earth, and then you've got NOAA harbor charts, coastal charts, general charts, and offshore charts, if you can't see those on the bottom. Right now, we're looking at a topo map. We're in Idaho somewhere, I believe. And you can see here as we zoom in, you can see all these individual lines on here. If you track these lines or follow these lines, you'll find elevations on these, and then you can follow them and know. So like here's 3,500 feet, 3,000 feet, 3,750 feet. This is not really, it doesn't do anything for us on the coast. It's flat here. People that hunt know how important this is. You can learn a lot by looking at a topo map on how animals are going to travel and everything else. But I'm going to squeeze back over here to the coast. All right, here we are at my house. You've got the interstate, whatnot on there. We're going to turn off topo mapping, turn on open streets. All right. And you can use this thing to navigate if you're in an area where there's no cell phone service and you're traveling, say out west again, there's no service out there in a lot of places. But what I love about this is going to be the coastal and general and offshore charts. We're going to scroll out now and look at the water with this. And you're going to see as you look at things, all right, quad sheets and open streets. All right, so when we go into this, this is NOAA's quad sheets. This is a pretty crazy setup here, Coast Guard quad sheets. Very detailed view of the bottom, okay? Tells you a lot about an area if you're looking for drop-offs and whatnot, but really I don't personally use those a lot. If you're offshore and you need to get home, this is what's important. You've got your NOAA charts on here, all right? I do want to let everybody know that I have this hooked up through Wi-Fi. Oops, sorry about that. You can see the signal up here in the corner. The Garmin InReach would have to be outside for this to work, and I'm of course sitting in the garage. But if you're traveling, you're fishing, you're camping, you're doing anything, you'll notice that there are certain areas where, say, you don't have a lot of detail. My favorite view of all, of course, is going to be my color aerials. These are satellite images of an area. You can actually see here, this is the mouth of Christmas Creek here on Cumberland Island. You can actually see the sandbar, how shallow it is now. It goes all the way around. It's very difficult to get in and out of there now if it's not high tide. But you can learn a lot by looking at satellite maps. Now, Garmin is not as detailed as some of the Navionics chips and Florida Marine charts and stuff like that. There are areas where it's more detailed than not, but if you really zoom in, you'll see it kind of gets more like a painted picture instead of a fine detail of the marsh. If you zoom out, it looks extremely good. It's just really, really close and it doesn't look as good. All right, so we're gonna move on from maps. Other things you can do with the InReach, you can actually send text messages and you can do it just like you're typing off of your phone. There's no searching through the InReach to get to the, hit the button 17 times to get to a B and then 3 to get to a 9 and whatnot. You can type on here just like anything else. We're gonna delete that. Somehow I spelled hoagie, that was kind of funny. One of my favorite lures. But so you can send messages. Tracking is really cool. This will set up a track of where you're going, and you can do 10-minute tracks where it's going to put you, it's going to drop a pin on a map and show you every 10 minutes. So if somebody wants to watch where you're going. You have a full-on compass on here. You can see as I'm moving the iPad, it gives direction. That's really important if you don't have a compass if you're out. You've got your waypoints on here. I've created this. I actually did this December 8th, 2019. It's the Cane Patch campsite. And then it's got a map at the bottom. So this thing can be used for a lot of different things. The routing on it is kind of neat. You can plan routes and everything it'll tell you. History, it's going to show you your test messages and whatnot. And then on here, you can actually do weather. It's going to give you a basic forecast on here. If you want premium, it's going to cost you more. That leads me to tell you guys, there are monthly subscriptions for the InReach products. The neat thing about the InReach products is you can actually turn these things on and off. I went with a yearly subscription. I think it's $12 a month because if I decide tomorrow I want to go offshore, I don't want to have to jump online and try to turn this thing on and hope it works. I want my clients and myself to be safe. It's very important to me. So I went ahead and did the yearly subscription. The other thing to note is that please understand it's not waterproof. Don't put this thing on the boat and then just hose it to death. It will probably fail. We're gonna go over to Garmin's website now. We'll look at some specs. So stand by and let's see. All right, we're at Garmin's website and you can see on Garmin's website here, this unit retails for $349.99. It does come in black and orange. I've got the orange one and then I put a silicone cover on it for protection. Thought maybe it would help for the water resistance aspect of it, but I don't plan on submerging it. If we go over to specs, you're gonna see on here, this is the information I was telling you earlier. It's 2 inches by 4 inches by an inch, roughly. The display size is less than an inch by an inch, but it's extremely bright. It's sunlight readable. It only weighs 3.5 ounces. It's very, very light. Really cool to put on a pack or wherever you need to put it. Battery life on the thing, I think if you turn it on, is around 4 days. It's got 90 hours of 10-minute tracking default, 35 hours if you're doing 1 second tracking, and 24 days at 30-minute tracking on the power save mode, and up to 1 year when powered off. It does not have an external battery. It is an internal lithium-ion battery, so you can't carry extra batteries. That's why I'm carrying the 20,000 milliamp rechargeable power block. All right, it is IPX7, that's what I was thinking. So that's rain, snow, splashes. That is not waterproof or even water resistant. Everything else on here is pretty standard. I do want to note that you can pick this thing up for around $270 on my Amazon store. And you can be in this thing with this accessory, or with these 3 accessories. I've got a glass screen protector, a silicone case, and the Velcro mount. For under the $349 they have on the website from my Amazon store. and we can talk more about this. If you guys have any questions about the Garmin InReach Mini, please send me a message, comment below. Thanks for bearing with me. It's been a while since I've done a video. I hope you enjoyed the product review on the Garmin InReach Mini. If you have any questions or comments, again, please let us know. I know I can do a better job on these videos. In the meantime, please subscribe to our page. Follow us on Instagram at southeastern_angling, and visit our Amazon shopping page. That link's in the bio or the description below. All right, everybody, welcome to 2020. Everybody, I hope you have a great year.